history, the Liberty One dime from the year 1968. At first glance, this tiny 10-cent coin might look like nothing more than everyday loose change, but what if I told you that one rare 1968 Liberty dime has been sold for a jaw-dropping amount, a staggering market value of over $103.5 million? Yes, you heard that right, a dime worth over $100 million. It sounds unbelievable, but behind this coin lies a fascinating mix of history, minting craftsmanship, human error, and extraordinary rarity that transformed it from a common coin into one of the most valuable pieces ever found in American numismatic history. The story of the 1968 Liberty dime begins in a time when the United States was undergoing immense changes. The 1960s were a decade of transformation, filled with new ideas, artistic revolutions, and scientific breakthroughs. The U.S. Mint was transitioning from the use of silver in coins to a more cost-effective composition. Before 1965, dimes were made mostly of silver, 90% of it to be exact. But after 1965, because of rising silver prices and the need for cheaper materials, the Mint changed the composition to a copper-nickel clad. That means that while the outside of the dime looks silvery, it is actually a layered coin with a copper core and nickel coating. The 1968 Liberty dime continued that new tradition, but there were some mysterious variations, errors, and minting differences that would later make certain 1968 dimes incredibly valuable and historically important. The design of the 1968 dime still carried the same familiar image that Americans had come to recognize: the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt's face on the dime was not just about honoring a president, but a symbol of his role in creating the March of Dimes, a campaign dedicated to eradicating polio. His portrait, sculpted by John R. Sinek, had first appeared on the dime in 1946, just after Roosevelt's death. By 1968, that same design had been in circulation for more than 2 decades, but each year's production brought with it subtle differences and unique traits depending on the mint location and die quality. Now, here is where things start getting fascinating. The 1968 Liberty dime was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint produced coins with distinct markings. The D mark represents Denver, the S mark represents San Francisco, and interestingly, in 1968 Philadelphia dimes had no mint mark at all. That alone has caused decades of confusion